What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Yala, your thrice weekly podcast where we talk about the hottest news and the most important topics with a touch of what, Terrence?
Good old humor.
Good old humor, man. And today we're going to be touching on something super important.
Yeah. I'm going to find the humor in it as well.
Trying to.
As much as you can, yeah.
Through a very, very powerful story with a guest, with a very special guest.
Yes.
And I would like to introduce the person who's joining us today in our studio, Lavaniyah Ganapathy. Welcome to Yalabad.
Hello, hi.
Hello, hi.
And welcome to Singapore.
Welcome to Singapore. Admittedly, it is the first time we're meeting face to face. But we reached out to you because we know you have a lot to share about your recent experience with your daughter, and just to hear firsthand what the experience was like. But you also just arrived in Singapore today.
Yeah.
How was your trip down?
Super tired. Like about 6 hours journey, 7 hours journey.
7 hours journey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't wait for the North-South Expressway.
Yes.
The highway. The train. There's supposed to be a train.
No.
No, it got canned.
It got canned.
That's a whole other conversation.
So, that's right. There's a train from JB to Singapore, but from KL to Singapore, no, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, and you're down in Singapore because you came for your daughter's treatment.
Yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So maybe you can just give us the thing that your daughter was diagnosed with a year ago.
Okay. My daughter is diagnosed with Philadelphia chromosome acute lymphoblastic leukemia in her B cell.
Okay.
Okay. So it's basically they call it blood cancer.
Okay.
But this blood cancer is mainly on her chromosomes.
A blood cancer on the chromosomes. Is there an acronym or something? Because it's very hard to...
They call it PH positive. Like why that they call it Philadelphia chromosome? Because they found this kind of a chromosome can cause cancer in Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia?
That's why they call it a Philadelphia chromosome. Which is like, if you need to explain more, like a chromosome, I think it would like a 23X and 23Y, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So this particularly this 9th chromosome and then 22 chromosome translocated in her body.
Okay.
So when it's translocated, automatically in something wrong with your body, right? You know, human body is very super things, you know.
Yeah.
So automatically will give you instruction to to your brain to like something is wrong with the body. Please go and cure it. So when to cure, what you need? White blood cell. Right. So when there is something wrong, cannot repair things. So automatically your body will be crowded with a white blood cell. Crowded with white blood cell where there is no room for a red blood cell to grow. So this is what they call cancer because too many dead cell is there and it's not going anywhere. Your body cannot discharge already. So this is what they call is cancer.
Sorry, when you said translocated, what does that mean?
It's like a change position. Like you see the X.
Yeah.
That's X, little bit lake of X, you know, little bit, go and join with Y.
Okay.
Actually, this is come from her birth.
Okay.
Not genetic or anything. Come from her birth, but only when she was like reaching like a 4 years old or 5 years old, you know, growing.
Yeah.
So then only, you know, every time they grow, all the chromosomes will be like joined, become, all the even the organs or bones also will be joined big, right? So the chromosome also do the same thing.
Got it.
Yeah.
So then only it will trigger more.
So the symptoms only...
so
you only
for
see
1 till 5 years old, actually she is like a breastfeeded baby, you know, with the super prenatal care, all the vaccine is given, you know. So all the food is like really cared, no salt, no, so really care for her for first 5 years, and then suddenly active child, and then also like we started to know about this like when she looked tired in the beginning. Actually, beginning of the diagnosis, she looked tired, and then after 3 days of like tiredness, she developed a fever. So we thought like, why fever? Okay, and then I give normally, you know, we give paracetamol at home, right? So once we give paracetamol and it's not, the fever is not go down at all. Usually shoot. Normal fever should, but it doesn't. So what we did, straight away we rush her to ER. So we thought it's COVID, you know, during MCO time.
So this happened in May 2021.
Yeah.
May
Last year.
2021, last year.
Last
Okay.
year.
And your daughter was 6 years
6
old.
years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
got it.
6 years and 7 months.
Okay.
So we thought, okay, maybe COVID, or we just wanted to make sure it's not COVID,
Sure.
praying hard, So, and then they run a few blood tests. So, and then the blood test, like, look haywire, like,
Yeah.
it's not like something wrong.
Sure.
And then the doctor say, like, we have to refer her to oncologist or hemologist
Okay.
to know further. So we stayed that day, but we will Google on the night cell why the white blood cell is like over. Actually, normally we will have a 5 to 11 only our counts.
Yeah.
Okay, but for her it was like 1,011 million in her body.
Wow.
Oh.
So that is like super, super gigantic. Like
I see.
it's a lot actually. And then the doctor said, like, I start Google out what is the cause. Either it's a leukemia, or I think another disease actually.
Okay. Wait, so sorry, just to backtrack a little bit. Because I have a kid at home as well, and they always have young kids. They say always go to school, fall sick, come back, that kind of thing. So some people have told me a small fever is just a regular symptom. You just give them some paracetamol, it goes down. So what was it about this one that you felt like was so that you needed to go to ER to
believe
rectify
in your
it?
instinct, I would
Really?
say.
Or you just felt like there was something extraordinary
actually,
about
because
this?
I can see like past 3 days. I know it's a MCO time, right?
Yeah.
So MCO time, like all the online classes, I think maybe I thought like for 6 years old online classes, back to back online classes is like very tiring. So maybe because of that, and I also can see like she's a girl, so I thought like why her eyes like look bigger than others.
You
like
felt some kind of physical
something. I thought
symptoms
even
also.
I literally told my cousins, they're like, oh yeah, maybe she's growing, like she looked different in the
Changing.
past 3 days, changing. So I thought like sudden change, okay, maybe a mother, you see,
Yeah.
oh maybe like that. And then I got fever, and usually we have a habit like and any fever for kids, even all my 3 kids. So any fever we go straight away get a blood report. I mean you have to get your full FBC, okay, full blood count.
I see.
So to know, we never took it very lightly.
Yeah.
They always say, hey, you are just a paranoid mom, you're a paranoid parents. Like, no, it's your child, you have to take care. So just what
Follow
do you
your
call?
instincts.
Follow your instinct.
But you thought it was COVID, or did you already think that there might be something
No.
else?
I thought COVID because even after paracetamol, like usually whatever fever, even like a bacterial infection, virus, that's very common. I have 3 kids at home, so I'm already used to all this. So like even after paracetamol, suppose even a slightest change in the temperature, but this one no,
Didn't.
just like the temperature doesn't go up like 40 or even go down, like it's like stable 13, 8 only, like this.
And your daughter, was she starting to get worried herself, or she was?
No, she's like she look very tired.
Oh,
Tired,
she
okay.
just-
So actually they say is usually they will get very tired if they have leukemia.
Got it.
I see. So you were in the hospital when they told you need to send your daughter to see the oncologist and the hematologist.
Yeah.
And I can imagine Googling just those 2 terms is quite scary.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That night, because MCO, so I only can stay, even though it's a specialist, only one person can stay. Then I told my husband, never mind, you go back, because even I at home also with other kids, I cannot be like, I can't be in peace. So I said, never mind, you go back. I stay with her. Then I was like, start Googling, what is the reason? So I was like praying hard. Is like maybe in the other like slightest the term, not this leukemia or like leukemia is basically a cancer. Like everybody like
The fear, there's
fear
the
of cancer, the word of cancer. First time someone in my maybe that is the first time I typed that word in my phone. Maybe because like I have no reason to type for that all this while, right?
Yeah.
So what I did, I was Google until I don't whole night I didn't sleep, because I found already about once there is like a lot of white cell, it's definitely something big, not light, but cancer is like something very big, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't sleep the whole night. I Google until I found leukemia. Then the fear of, I want to overcome the fear of unknown. You will be scared of something if you don't know what is this. So I want to know what is that. So okay, then I know it's a leukemia. Okay, because I cannot sleep, so I thought, okay, if it's leukemia, then what is the cure? What is the percentage? How much they can cure? How much is the percentage I see?
Yeah,
Okay, 70. Okay, most of the cancer in I share the information I read. Most of the cancer, pediatric cancer, 70% of it can cure. But 70% definitely can cure. But what makes it's not curable is because of the delay in treatment. Okay, delay in treatment, and some people don't want to go for science. I know in my medical terms they want to go try all these traditional which is not proven. Not proven. Another thing is like diagnosed late. So in my daughter case, it was like diagnosed very early. Actually, it was like 3 days only symptoms. Why they call it? Just now I said right. Actually comes to the earlier question. Philadelphia chromosome acute lymphoblastic leukemia. That is acute, right? Myeloid is another term. So acute and myeloid. So acute means it's come very fast, and you have to treat it on the time. When it's very happy, you have to treat it on the time. You cannot be late. If you very late, that thing will overcome. Will more complications actually. Infections. Actually, infection is the main reason for this.
You were saying that at that point it was just you at the hospital googling all this and even just putting all this together in your head lah. But how were you communicating this with your daughter or your husband?
No, that time everybody's sleeping. I don't want to trouble anybody.
Wow, that is really just yourself
so
against
stressful,
the world.
Yeah. So stressful, and then I was like helping. Cannot be. Like I was still hoping maybe Google cannot tell you everything, right? Like
correct.
Serving internet, you cannot be MBBS correct or not. You cannot hold any, So I thought like maybe I hope something very normal, or I really pray hard. Maybe the machine in SGMC is wrong. I mean, a particular the specialist is wrong. I really hope that the diagnosis is really wrong. Until the oncologist came and looked for me, and then like
this was the next morning.
Next morning. So before they refer me to hematologist, oncologist come first. So oncologist is the one who is a specialist with the blood. Blood, not cancer yet.
Okay.
So they are like she come and tell me like you have any preferred specialist you want to look for this, you have any other choices you want to, because she having this leukemia, but we don't know what leukemia yet. Actually, we only know leukemia. This is definitely leukemia, I say, but don't know acute or myeloid.
Got it.
Okay, acute and myeloid, so like compared to myeloid and acute is more lighter actually. But inside this acute, like stages, right? You know, cancer they have stages, but in leukemia and pediatric, they don't classify as like to the
stage 1, stage 2,
no.
stage 3.
They have a normal, intermediate, and high risk.
Okay.
So they have this. So I only hope that it's a normal cancer. Normal cancer will take about like 9 months only with the chemo. It can cure.
Okay.
Normal cancer with the early diagnosis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Intermediate 1 year 6 months, and the high risk one 2 years.
So that means it's not say it's late stage, it's high risk.
No. Actually, the severe of the case. How severe how stubborn is the cancer? Like this chromosome is like deep into your
cell,
blood, it's like deep into that is more severe, right? So we haven't know, because we cannot know. Actually, you will take about like 6 weeks. Since we are in KL, so we have to refer to Singapore. Why? Because all this there is a cancer association, which is like Indonesia, Malaysia and Singapore intercorrelated. Like they have an association for this, and we Singapore, Malaysia and Indonesia sharing the same protocol.
Okay.
So they have to find out what cancer. This cancer belongs to what? High risk, normal, or...
So you're saying that you had to... in KL, you couldn't get all the information you wanted,
because all this...
That's why you had to refer to Singapore.
Okay. So Singapore, all the reports, because here they are very high-end, even all the hospitals, they refer to this report here.
Got it.
So it will take about like 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks only we can get the report,
I
actually.
see. But in the morning itself, the oncologist told you that, okay, your daughter has cancer.
Leukemia.
Leukemia.
It's like I'm still like... I still remember the day. Like I'm so blurred. Like leukemia. I mean, leukemia means different. Cancer means different. Like I'm so like I was like leukemia is different. Cancer. This is not cancer, right? Like the doctor is so blurred. Like looking at me. Mom, she called me. Mom. leukemia is a cancer. It's a blood cancer. She was like, I'm like, it's like, I still like this. I'm like blur, like still have like a smile on my face. Like nah, it's a joke. It's like, I couldn't believe actually. I couldn't believe until like, okay, this is the cancer, until she sit, like, because I'm so blur, even I can read and everything. But sometimes our brain, that is the first time I've encountered the feeling, what brain knows your heart cannot accept. Or what your heart knows your brain cannot accept, that was like, okay, this is cancer, but this is not that cancer.
I see. Yeah.
So this is like not severe. Oh, how come my daughter can get, like, cannot be. Still, even I read a whole night, but I was still hoping, there is some hope, like maybe that's not. So I was like, okay. Then she sit and draw for me, like, okay, this is this. Explain me. Okay, and then my question was like, what is the survival rate? Next question was like,
but were you doing
I was alone.
or you were alone?
Like, I was actually because of what I googled, that gives me some hope, because kids 70%, my daughter will belongs to the 70%, not the 30%.
The 70% recovery
I was
rate.
Towards from the beginning of the treatment until now, I was like very positive. Like,
that's good.
I don't want to talk about like any 30%, not the 70%. Like, I'm still okay.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. Because usually when I look online, I end up like, I got everything. I got every virus, everything.
I cough once, I go on Google, I'm like, I got 3 years to live. Oh no, this is. But you came out the other way. You were optimistic.
Yeah, I'm very optimistic.
But maybe it's all part of the whole thing where you were, you said mother's instinct. You had this almost. I mean, even if it's whatever it is, you are determined to fight it already.
Yeah. In the beginning, it's
because that's very decisive as a parent, to be able to be like, oh, fever, okay, something wrong, let's go in.
Yeah, at the 6 o'clock in the morning when I say leukemia, then I straight away I wanted to find out what is the end for this treatment. What is the what is the severity of
So you didn't go through a period of like, oh
no,
my God.
on the first day itself, I like,
okay,
I know, okay, this is a cancer. Okay, if it's cancer, what I'm going to do? Like, yes, there is like a roller coaster. The feeling is where. That 6 hours, I was alone. My daughter is sleeping. I can't believe, like, I there is no tears actually. I was like not paranoid at that time, because usually mothers, I don't know, mothers or parents, when we don't know, only we'll be paranoid. When we know already, I wanted to know, like, what is the solution? What is the solution? If this curable or not non-curable? Okay. Yeah. So what is the extent? Where is the like what the best I can do to cure her? So then I found out about, actually, that's, I don't know. For her case, what I said, acute at that time, I don't know if she is a high risk. It's a leukemia, right? So we don't know it's a normal or this one. So when I don't know she is a high risk, I still believe she will be there. But I already Googled for this high risk thing. So if, let's say, look for the bad, like, what is the worst case scenario? I want to know what is the worst case scenario. I want to prepare myself for the worst, So the worst case scenario, the high risk. I don't know, maybe I jinx it or what, I don't know. Actually, high risk means like CAR-T cell therapy, which was only found this treatment 2017, which is like 5 years before only they found. If before this, if my daughter got this before these 5 years, her survival rate is only 30%.
Wow.
So with this new treatment, the survival rate increased to 85%.
But you said it was in 2017. It was available for use already.
For use ready. After all this, 2017, the first child in Singapore, they did all this. Yeah. So
then when you found out, then you had to tell your husband.
Yeah, after I talked to this, because after that only because he go back very late. So after 8 o'clock, so I called my husband. I was like, actually before that I messaged him. Okay, this maybe this or maybe let's hope not that. That I message. So maybe morning he wake up and read the message, and then he called. Then I said like, okay, she got leukemia. I didn't say cancer. The word like leukemia looks a little bit severe, right? So I say cancer. Like there is a moment of silence for 2 minutes, maybe like maybe on the other hand, it's like he's crying or so. But when I told him that that is the time I feel like the world is like shattered, like because I'm telling that out for the first time. I'm telling that out. Yeah, my daughter is having cancer. Our daughter is having cancer. So like that's really
I
hard.
think that's the toughest part when you
Toughest
actually have
part.
to process everything, and then after that, it's for you to tell everybody who cares about your daughter. Already,
Yeah. I remember when my dad passed away the morning of, I'd been okay, but the first time that I broke down was when I had to tell my aunt. And I just, it's something happened. Yeah, like what you said, I think you can take in a lot, but when you have to share it, that's when it gets hard.
Yeah. So it's like I was like having a tears rolling down, and I, on the other hand, I can see that maybe he's crying. Actually, that moment we both still haven't talked about. Like we never talk about it because that's very hard to digest.
Yeah.
So that is the time that I told him, and moment of that, then he is very optimistic. So he was like, okay, what is next? Then we go, we wanted to get her the best doctor, best this thing. So even though we already know in the particular hospital, we still look. Maybe because we go to that hospital doesn't mean that hospital is good in treating them, right?
Yeah.
So we found we survey with all our networks and our friends and everything. We asked us, and like, okay, and then I don't know, with God grace, every person who was like referring us is the person who I'm already with actually. Sometimes we won't believe that, right? Like it's already there means like, this is definitely not the best, and maybe the best is something. We always go for the next best, right? But unfortunately, fortunately, every person, like every the head of hospital, like other hospital, Malaysia have so many hospitals, right? So government hospital, they still refer. There is a two, like government and non-government, specialist. So when we comes to the specialist, then we got to know about this, and when like. Why government and I think I'm not sure whether Singapore have these different things, like why they prefer government and
Private,
because of the long queues in the government long queues, somewhere in Malaysia like a population.
Same in Singapore,
So why they prefer here, but definitely both place the way they treat is going to be good, but the waiting process actually mainly waiting process and also like the people the place to rest. So for that we go for the specialist, right? So and especially for her case, we still like wanted to find who is the best available, like a pediatric cancer who can treat this. So either some hospital they have oncology separate, some hospital they have hematology separate, but we are looking for the both specialists, like both they can know more, and then the success rate the more success. And we ended up with this hospital. This actually the one I go to is actually a Pusat Cancer, the cancer center actually.
I see.
They have all these chemo facilities, and even though they are specialists, they still refer to Singapore, Indonesia, that Cancer Association.
I see.
They are still on the same following the same protocols actually.
So when your daughter had fever, you immediately went to this hospital. This is a hospital.
Hospital we used to go actually.
Okay.
We used to go, and very near to my house actually.
I see.
Subang,
Subang, and that is a private or government hospital? Private. I see.
Private.
So from the start itself, going there, what was the biggest obstacle? Like the next few days with the appointments and finding the doctors, what was the?
Actually, that was like in that 1 week. 2 days actually, 2 days, and then I have our relative also a cancer treater, but he's not a pediatric. So he suggested also a well known in KL. So I was like asking what is this? So he referred to this person, and also he was telling like this thing you cannot like take very long because this is acute. You have to treat. As soon as can you cannot be late. The complication will be a lot. Then that 1 week 2-3 days we took. Okay, once we decide okay she is the best, we going to do, then we stick to that. Actually, I didn't open up to any of her relative or friends except my parents and siblings. Not because I wanted to process things. We don't want every time call and people tell the same story. That will be like creating a bad aura, the set like I don't know how people will react. Sometimes they will give a advice, sometimes they will give a suggestion. Some people even don't know. They don't know how to what to respond. They will share it with you. I have my auntie have this cancer, she passed away like that. Bad. I don't want that. So I put it on a hold. I immediately post it in a social media, give me a break, this whatever, I'm okay. I even like in a family groups, So once I'm okay, I will come and talk to you. Since then, because I don't like waste my time telling people, because rather than I'm more into finding the best for her, best treatment, food and everything. I have to so how am I going to tell her and everything? But from the beginning itself, everything I spoke in front of her. Like I don't hide anything.
Okay. So I was wondering about that, like how beyond your husband as well, like your other kids and your own daughter herself, how was it processed? How was it communicated? How was it processed?
She is the eldest.
Okay.
My younger one is 4 years old during the diagnosed time last year. Younger one is 4 and another one is 2 years old.
Oh, okay.
So very small, 2 and 4. So 2 is I don't bother, but 4 like why where is Saka? Where she go? Why both of you only going vacation or like like that? Why mommy is not coming back like that? Okay, but they are okay without me also like so. So that time they are all waited patiently. Actually, all of my family members, like after I tell, okay, give me a time, I'll come back before like we give they make them clueless. So I give her like, hey, give me a time, I will come back and tell you what really. Because what I understand through this can to care. I mean, this treatment is like not in the movie one. Okay, today found out in 2-3 weeks we're going to die. It's not like that actually. Maybe some cases is yes, like a late diagnosis, but when we decided to treat already, we need lots of patience. Lots of patience, because as I told, every reports will take about 2 weeks. That 2 weeks, you have to just keep calm, treat her with the chemos and everything, for the next procedure. Rather, like don't let the cancer to spread or anything. Just on hold, put it on hold. So just wait. I have to be very patient. So that time, even like after 2-3 chemos, they will ask, oh, okay, now your daughter okay already. How to answer? Actually, it's cannot be okay like that. Even now she have done with this CAR T cell therapy, right? So, but this one also can't come. Oh, she's cancer free now. I cannot tell because it's a very long process and you need lots of patience.
So I mean, it's quite I think it's good that you immediately put up sort of safeguarding your own mental health, your own emotions during that period, because you kind of need to be the strongest person in the family to go through this whole process, but there also came a point for you where, I mean, like now, you're sharing the story a lot and all that. So at what point did it change from okay, let's don't talk to me, I'll talk to you later, I'll update you, to now you are really like talking to us about this openly.
And I mean, even before coming on, one of the reasons why we reached out to you was because you have been blogging about the entire journey. And your first blog post was actually quite close to the diagnosis.
No, actually, my first post was about in the blog was on the September actually. Actually, I start writing already. I was like, just journal it. I just put it. But I plan to publish it on September. So I was like, actually, I was ready to talk on July itself.
So about 2-3 months.
2-3 months, because I have to know what is the next until because if I don't know if she belong to what group, I don't know how to tell what is the process. Even after the high risk, not all the high risk cancer patient will have to go for this CAR T cell therapy. Only a certain selected candidate, only eligible candidate can go for this CAR T cell therapy. Or not, normal 8 cycle of chemotherapy itself is good enough for them to cure.
I see.
That thing, after about a 6 cycle or 3rd cycle, you can know already if she is a candidate or not. So all this 3rd cycle means that means you will need about like 3 months. 3 months like that. So then only you will know whether she will go for this. Even this CAR T cell therapy that time was like was an option, but we not sure because that time we have a MCO, we cannot travel by land. Movement control. So movement control orders, and then we cannot go to Singapore. And there was one patient there in KL was like couldn't travel to Singapore. Was waiting for all these approval from this hospital and their hospital to travel
to get the treatment.
Even though for cancer actually, that was like whether if they let him come, maybe COVID, that time May and June is like very the COVID was in high in a peak actually. So everybody was scared and they didn't let him. And actually last December he passed away.
Oh no,
that's really sad, right?
Sorry. So I was just asking, how did it? At what point you decided that you wanted to share more about it, and then because you said you were journaling it and you were thinking of posting it and all. So at what point did you decide, and what made you think so?
When I know about all this, this is the thing I erase, and I know like. Not to say I know everything, right? Like when I know what she's going through, what is the next procedure, then only I start talk to people actually. I start telling everyone rather than like I keep telling, everybody going to ask, call and ask, right?
Oh, so then you just send them a link to the...
in some sense that's much easier, right? Rather than call me
actually,
and tell me.
Then and sometimes what I try to avoid that time is like all this suggestion which is like already put in my mind, like I'm not going to do this. Okay, let's see. Okay, I will give option to all these non-proven medical things. If whatever I'm going to try this failed, that will be my least option. It's going to be like a least option. So I already put, but in the beginning, everybody going to call and like some know how to handle the situation, some don't know. Some like with lack of how empathy, what to share, what not to share. Like not everybody knows, right? So I try to avoid that. I don't want to confuse with this, but I'm okay. I'm open for the option actually. I'm open for option, but I don't want every time they send the link or drink this juice, cancer can cure, or drink that or take this medicine. I don't want.
So was that one of the main reasons, or did you feel something, as a mother of a daughter going through this, that you wanted to share with people?
Oh, that particular I avoid. In the beginning, I avoid is because of that, because of people. But I started to share. Okay, this is the when about after diagnosis, 2 weeks after that, my husband keep asking me, why sometimes men will take a time. They look very strong outside, but inside they're very soft. Actually, they he was very upset and why my daughter? I did so many I never do any bad to anybody. I help a lot, but why it's still my daughter? He cannot digest. No, why? He keep asking why. That question also trigger my. I never think about why into myself. When I question myself why, then I straight away on the night at 3 o'clock. Usually I don't sleep at night. When she is sleeping, I in the hospital. A whole day will be on the hospital for months. So I was thinking. This why I started to think maybe this is where God wants because I'm quite outspoken and God wants me to share this what she's going through and everything to public or to everybody around me to create the awareness actually to create the awareness. What kind of awareness I wanted to create is don't get panic. Don't get panic. Cancer is still can treatable. It's not the end of the world yet because most of the parents they think once the girl, oh my child is they're going to be break, and then they'll be very negative about it, and they also going to affect the child. And once when I see the article in a Google, I was reading about what are the things that are going to cure her. Okay, in that article it's a good actually I believe 70% is the medicine and science. The 30% is your happy hormone. You have to be happy.
Yeah.
So this happiness
happy
is
hormone.
happy hormone. Okay, there's happy hormone. Happy hormone is actually I talked to I told you right. My relative is a doctor. He also I asked him what I can do to make it better. Then say okay all this there and make sure she is happy all the time because happiness is going to cure any disease in the world. Any disease 30% is going to contribute because your hormone actually. It is. True. It's not it is a
reduce
proven,
stress and be happy.
Stress, be happy actually. So when you be happy, most of disease you won't get actually. So I wanted to create this atmosphere for her and also for her. And also I see in my onco care ward I see many parents very sad. They're looking at their ward itself look very down, so I was sometimes even I question myself, is that me took it very easy or I maybe something to worry or I'm not worrying it or I'm take it very cool I should worry it. Then I'm looking at the other people I feel oh maybe not many people done a research or read the articles that I read, or maybe they are still in the fear of unknown. Not knowing is the fear, right? So maybe because of that. So okay, if I'm just normal person, then in my family only this is the first time I see the pediatric cancer. So how about the others? So that's where I started to think how, when people start reading, people normalize things, that thing will be normal. For the first time when you hear only, it'll be like you'll be very stressed, tense about it. So when I think, okay, maybe God choose me. Maybe God choose me and my daughter to to create the awareness, to tell about this cancer, and maybe just because of that my daughter got cancer and it's curable. I thought maybe because that time I don't know whether it's going to cure or not, but I see it very in positive way.
Are you generally a very positive person?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you are?
I am actually. Actually, I like to see good things. Actually, I like to be happy. Surrounded myself with the happy people.
And how
I don't ask me why I'm wearing black, huh? Black is happy color, okay?
fashion,
I like black. I like black too. Yeah.
Black is happy color.
What was the most surprising thing about starting to share about your journey that you did not expect lah? If anything positive, that'd be great also lah. Was there anything that surprised you when you started sharing, that people come out and give you a lot of support? Did that make you feel better, or what was it about sharing that you felt like was a positive thing lah?
Yeah, actually when I share, another thing is when I share in my social media, start blogging, actually there is so many well wishes. Actually I believe in this positive aura, So when people wish you, even why we say take care.
Yeah.
Everybody know how to take care, ma. Why we have to tell take care?
Yeah.
So why you have to say, hey, safe journey? Why you have to say? Actually, that words have a vibration. I believe on that.
Correct.
So that word have vibration. You sending them with that kind of a thought, well wishes thought. That is going to give you a positive, surrounding yourself with the positive, and everything around you going to be positive only. I believe in that. I don't know, maybe that is arguable topic, but for me, I believe in that actually. So when I share about this journey, her journey, and there'll be a lot of wishes, get well soon, baby, and even though I can't reply every messages or anything, but I truly appreciate all the comments, even through calls or messages or anything. I really appreciate, because all that will create a positive aura, and sending a wishes to my daughter. Everybody praying and everything. It's like I feel like it's a good thing. I don't find it another thing is very some people called me and I say, hey, why are you posting everything? Even I was asking me, hey, why are you posting? This is not something proud. Come on, my daughter is not having some disease that cannot tell, shy to tell, I don't want to mention some words, because I believe even that HIV or everything, it's not all or everything is not always going to be a bad thing. Sometimes they get it accidentally only, not because you do bad stuff you get this. Okay, so we cannot generalize. Oh, that is so. For me, she's not getting all these AIDS or HIV for me to shy and not to tell to people. She just get cancer. So what's wrong in telling people? She's getting get this. Maybe other people's house or your house or anybody's house can get cancer. It's a normal thing. Anybody, even anybody. I will say president's son or anyone's kid can get cancer.
Yeah. So I mean these people, you can also tell them you don't want to listen, then just don't listen to don't look at my social media.
Yes, I don't want actually. What they're going to ask, So what they if you want to tell, you share. If you don't want to tell, you don't listen. Nothing. I don't feel embarrassed about sharing my daughter got cancer, because I strongly believe God choose me to spread the awareness. Not all the time. Maybe God, if I'm not I'm not outspoken person, maybe God didn't choose me. Maybe she thought God thought she can tell some awareness. Maybe that is purpose of my life. I took it like that.
Yeah.
All these 37 years, what I did. So maybe this is my purpose of life. And why my daughter? Maybe her purpose of life. Everybody have their purpose. So I thought maybe, I don't know. We still got time. Maybe this is my purpose. That's what God chose me. That's why she is going through this. Like, we can go through, because God believe God won't simply give something to people who cannot take it. So maybe he thought like, I can take it.
So,
I can go through
so then, I mean, given how positive you are, I'm guessing your daughter is also quite positive.
Yeah, she is.
So-
I surprised for
she's
6 years old.
very
She's
positive.
very positive. She never once also like she was like just normal. You go hospital, so just walking in the park. She's
Yeah.
like that. She's very happy, But it's very sad to see, chemo all is not easy, right? Every
No,
time,
it's
Yeah.
never
okay.
easy. Yeah.
And she throughout the whole journey, rather than I tell her, I was with her throughout the journey. She was with me throughout the journey. I would say because she was so strong. Like that last time, I was thinking, why cancer patient they call it warrior? Why they call it so strong? Until I see myself what they are going through, 6 years old, going through for the chemos and
Yep.
all these injections, all these Brownula, Hickman line, the dressing it. Now she's 7 years old. She used to all the terms like, what this they call the Hickman line, dressing, okay, what
Yeah.
FBC, what is her, these conditions. Because I share from in the beginning itself what to share, and my doctor was like super supportive. Like, she didn't ask me like, want to talk
Why you wanna
in
share?
private or what. She didn't ask like,
Just
can
openly.
like, yeah, can. She should know.
So,
She
so
should know.
then bringing up your kids, as parents, is there anything else that you did that you're thankful you did? Be it like ensuring you're always positive around your daughter.
Yeah, actually, we are like more to we both. I mean, me and my husband, like we are more to happy-go-lucky, some like that. Like
Happy-go-lucky.
okay, like some parents like really see like 5 ounce milk means 5 ounce, like extra they put 1 ounce. So I see. For me, like okay lah, 4 ounce means okay lah, it's sus cair, susu pekat. Okay, just like that. Like happy-go-lucky, like never took it very serious, anything like very okay, if this A means A, if no B means.
Yeah.
Like even like I let her mix around. Like we are very friendly also, and we talk to everybody. Like even though we don't know anybody also, we will just talk like hi, how are you, good morning. Even for the we see anybody, like she's the type, if she see any people look beautiful or look anything like they wear nice, you wear a very nice dress, she compliment people even she don't know.
Yeah.
She's that kind. So maybe because we also do the same actually. We say like, hey, hi. Like if we see something nice, we say it up.
Sure.
We say it out. So maybe because like we are very flexible. I would say like flexible around our kids actually.
Yeah,
Around
I
our
see.
kids. So that's make her very flexible to adopt with this treatment.
I see. So I mean, going from that flexible, happy-go-lucky lifestyle to something that, like what you said, chemo is. I can't imagine what the process must be like for you to come from Malaysia to Singapore, go up and down. I mean, the thing is that, I mean, we are doing this podcast to also cover the importance of insurance, lah. And because the cost of this treatment, I can imagine it will be super high.
That is the highlight,
Yeah. So what was, I mean, how did you all think about, insurance for your kid, or how did it help?
Yeah. Okay. As what I said just now, 70% is curable. The 30% is the delay in treatment.
Yeah.
And they couldn't afford the treatment. Okay.
Yeah.
Chemo itself in a specialist, chemo itself 350,000 ringgit Malaysia. That means for 100k Singapore dollar. Around Singapore.
And that's through the private hospital.
Private hospital.
Yeah.
Chemo itself, basic chemo, I would say, like without considering all the FBCs, few tests. So only chemo itself, like a 6 cycle, it will cost this much. Okay. And I think normal laymen don't keep 100k in the house, right?
Yeah.
The times, right? Suddenly you have to pay for it, and they have to go through the 1 year treatment, and you have to forecast it like very in a very short time. You don't have like 6 months to collect all this money. Even you want to sell the property also, you won't get that fast, correct?
Yeah.
So one is delay in treatment, another is like couldn't afford the treatment. So why this delay in treatment? Sometimes, as what I said, like the cost is 350,000, and the high risk case like a CAR-T cell therapy, it costs us 750,000 ringgit Malaysia, like 210,000 Singapore dollar for a CAR-T treatment without including the chemotherapy. So She's already about like 300,000 Singapore dollar. It's already a million.
And that's not including the checkups and the
travel,
tests
accommodation,
and all that.
nothing. Only the treatment itself. I mean, chemotherapy and CAR T-cell therapy.
Yeah.
So she already gone through 8 cycle of chemotherapy, and it's failed because the cancer is still inside her body.
Yeah.
So she went for this CAR T-cell therapy. But during this, for her, we cannot straight away jump to this CAR T-cell therapy. We have to cure it with imatinib. There is a one tablet, imatinib, and then there's dasatinib, which is like very expensive. Like dasatinib, one tablet is 100 ringgit. $100.
One tablet.
One tablet is $100 actually. $100, one tablet. You just eat just like that.
Yep.
For in the beginning of the case, I didn't know about the price of the medicine. She don't know how to eat tablets. So we tried to give her tablets and she wasted. But after we know all the price, I'm like, oh my God. If I know, I would have tried give her with the sweet and then, so expensive. And then, so we, as in the beginning of the case also, I always bring her to specialists to run the FBC. If you like, normally you go to any hospital, normal hospital or clinic, they won't run the FBC. Except the
That's the full blood count.
they will take full blood count. They will take very long. But since she have insurance, like I got her insurance when I was pregnant. Okay. When I was pregnant 7 months, I got her insurance ready. So so since she born until now, every checkup I will do her vaccine or anything I'll do in a private. And also I bring to government because some vaccines are given in so I also bring that, and also here from postnatal care or prenatal care. When I was pregnant also, I go to both hospital, like 2 weeks there, after that 2 weeks here. Some they give here, some is not here. So that's why I said I did give a good prenatal care, like pregnancy. Till now, I give a good thing for her. I strongly would say lah. So why I go to this? I would like to say there was like the financial freedom. Financial freedom, like you can freely think about you can go for this because how much going to cost? Even they're going to admit how much your insurance going to pay. That's what my thinking. So even if any severe like a sick or fever, they're going to, rather than you keep in the home, give a tablet, let her rest in the hospital and get a full we make sure she's good, and then we bring her back. We can, if we don't have the insurance, I couldn't bring her to that because the cost will be like thousands, like just for admission itself will be 1,000. But just because she have insurance, I like straight away go for that. That's maybe God help me in that way, because we have this practice go to specialist and immediately we can diagnose. But the same scenario happened to a friend that I know. They usually bring to clinic, so it will be like even normal doctor also cannot diagnose this. They will say, oh, this is normal fever. They will give her antibiotic. Antibiotic, this until like a 3-4 visit to clinic. Then only they will. Why this girl not cure? The fever is not go. So then only so by the time it will be late.
So that friend does not have insurance.
No, that's not a insurance.
So what was
that is not my friend. It was like a patient. I'm a patient. So it will be very late.
Yeah.
There is one story. The mom is the doctor. Mom is a doctor, and she would bring her to pediatric, and the pediatric keep telling normal fever, you are just paranoid, mom, like that. And then end up like the girl is she have started to have a leg pain actually. Because limbo means limp. Every limp they will have a cancer, like every knot. So limp. So they started to diagnose. They like about 2 months only they came to the hematologist. It's very late, right?
Oh yeah. But that whole experience of finding out your daughter has cancer, has it changed your views as a parent? Has it changed anything about like what it means to be a mother, for you?
Actually, I'm very close to my kids. Like I never be like a day without them actually. But that is the time I have to be separated with them. Every day I have to call. I've missed them actually a lot.
And because you will be with your daughter for the treatment.
I'll be fully, because I apply for work from home, so I was working from home. At that time, MCU still work from home. So it was like actually, I would say I I cannot say glad, right? So cancer is not a good thing.
Silver lining,
So
silver
actually,
lining.
actually, MCO and then these cancer things, like everybody need to, actually a cancer patient is like very fragile. We have to be sanitized with the mask. But during that time, everybody was on the mask and we are sanitizing all the time. If no, you will see only the particular family always sanitized with the mask and everything like those time,
Yeah.
But with MCO, like everybody was doing that. It was like something, okay lah. Not bad. Okay,
In some sense,
this is
better lah, right?
better lah.
Better
This
that
is
everyone cares.
better
Yeah.
than not that time. Not actually this time, like everybody aware. So that back to your question, like that was I was like I miss them a lot. Actually, I miss them a lot, and I was worried how they going to, like, all these kids, they will have a middle child syndrome and everything.
Yeah.
So how are you going to take it? So we make sure, like, she'll be gifted with all these gift, but they won't, right? So we make sure, like, either we stop them to shower with kids gift, actually, because I wanted to my kids to go through a normal life. I don't want, like, suddenly they shower with kids and after she cure and nothing. I don't want this, because after that it's like we pamper them a lot, and then they want everything come to them, actually. Even for my daughter in the hospital, she wanted to go to toilet or anything, I train her to walk and go herself rather than put stroller if it's not pain. If it's not pain, she can go. For me, I feel. So that's how, like, I wanted to hold throughout the process. I wanted to everything to be normal as possible. So off to all my 3 kids. Like, okay, yes, you can buy gift, but for all 3. Don't buy, like, we don't want, like, particularly, why Akka only getting this, why I'm not getting. I don't want them to feel that. And at the same time, we wanted to be normal as possible, actually. Like, we don't want to be like sit and grieve.
I mean, it's important that you just sort of maintain the normality for everybody in the family, because between kids they might not be able to process or understand everything perfectly. So I mean, I've heard a lot about when even for these kind of situations, it's you still got to do the basic parenting, right? You still got to say no. You still got to reward good behavior.
That's the thing. Actually, that's what, like, everybody was like telling, she's pity. Everybody started to pity her, because as a mother, I say no pityness, no nothing. She can do this. No need to be. Now she's then after that this will affect her quality of her life.
Correct.
I don't want anything go in between the quality of her life, like nothing, like now everything, like we do yes Bill, just because, like, later then when I want to say no, cannot. So that was like I very firm on that, like no means no. Like, even like anybody want to do, pity lah, don't scold her. Even during the treatment also, I ask her to study, I give everything, like but obviously there is when I do that, I feel also, but I have to brace myself. I really make myself tough. Like, no, this is for her. For her, the quality of life. Like, I don't want, like, end of like, when she grew up, I could see, like, many people when they anything they affected, everything they want spoon fed, like, and they become lazy. Sometimes I could see, like,
you're talking about kids that were given a lot when they were
young or anything. I mean, anything they happen in the beginning, and then they everything. Even not only kids, even adult also same. Like, like when they need, we help people, right? Like when they need aid, and then you started give them everything,
and
they will be in the used to comfort zone, and you offer them job, they don't want to go. I've seen myself. So adult also can do, means like kids,
So that must have been hard, because here's your daughter, like, and you're still pushing her to do her homework.
Homework. Whenever she cannot in the chemo at that time.
Of course,
because she have to feel normal. If not, she cannot be normal, And
so throughout the process, is there anything that maybe before your daughter was diagnosed, you had certain thoughts about cancer or leukemia, but after going through it, you realize, oh no, people are thinking about this differently? Anything that in what way?
Everybody thinks cancer means like people will die, right? But the cancer curable if we get the treatment properly and without fail, and when the proper care. You can cure, actually. And another thing is like major thing. Actually, we thought cancer is killing people, right? Actually, cancer is not killing. The major enemy for the cancer is the infection, because your immune is very dropped, and most of the cancer patient, like about I think 65% they die because of infection.
Mm.
Because their immune very low. So anything, even the flower, when you cannot give them bouquet because the maybe
is it?
infect them, or the freshly cooked food. Even now I have to give her a freshly cooked food or nice place to like a freshly made food. I cannot give her like
Something that
after
is
like a
kept,
keep food
Leftovers.
like leftovers. Every time she eats, she have to eat the fresh fully cooked meal.
Mm.
We cannot give her like a raw meat, so I have to make no garnishing is not good.
I see,
So
I see.
so everything, it's because of the infection.
I
So
see.
infection is the biggest enemy actually, and then we really take care that part.
Yeah.
So all this while, as what you asked, like all this while I thought, cancer is the one killing. It's not that actually.
I see, I see.
Mm.
So then, like I think you also blogged about how when your daughter went for chemo, the hair falls. You cut your hair also.
Yeah, whole family we did that.
Whole
Actually.
family.
Yeah, whole family we did that. That was like because in my case, like not just because I want to support. Last time I used to have a very long hair, and also I never let my daughter also cut her hair. Like we love long hair.
is
Actually,
it?
we don't like a short hair. Actually, we love long hair. Like even we have a very TikTok like with the hair. Last time I even I would talk for some shampoo companies because I have a very long straight hair.
Yeah.
Black hair, so I also represent a shampoo company to talk about their shampoo last
I
time.
see. Wow.
So from coming
Quite
from
big deal.
that, that, and my daughter also very long hair, and
Yeah.
she also like acted in a advertisement for the
I see.
shampoo things, So I encourage her to have a long hair as a tool. Like I already, taught her like a cancer. I mean, a hair is a very long hair is a beautiful. When even the father asked her to cut her hair, she said no. I also no, it's beautiful. Never mind, I take care. Not you going to take care. Not you going to this one, right? So never mind, I can take care. Then I still. So when she was like, why God have to do this to me? Like okay, then now I cannot go and tell the other way around. Short hair is like beautiful also. I cannot tell the other one. So telling not going to change her, right?
Yeah.
So I have to walk.
Yeah.
I mean, walk the talk. I walk the talk. So first we when I about the surveying about this, then I got to know about this the people that who don't have hair. Like some people even after chemo they don't get a hair, some like alopecia.
alopecia.
So this one all they won't have hair, so they need wig. So not all the people have this self confidence, right? Like so they feel like they have, so they need wig, and the human wig is like very expensive, and some cannot afford. So we wanted to donate actually. So before her hair started to fall, we both go and cut.
Oh, so you
first.
donated the hair?
Yeah, donated her
see,
hair. We
wow.
cut first, and then donated to associate with some amount and give them. And then like I slowly have to. I will make TikTok. I mean, reels with her, make TikTok with her. Like make use. we wanted to. As what I said, I wanted to make it very normal. It's not a sad thing. Very normal,
Yep.
Happily we are doing that. So we donate first. After that, we both done together. So and then after that, it started to fall off already. So before she saw a lot of hair going out, it's very depressing, right? Before that stage, we wanted to say like we shave it. We shave our. So suddenly my husband and my other boys also wanted to shave it, but we want to because we have a slogan like we are a happy family. A happy family day means we do it together. Like watch movie. Today is a happy family. If that term means like we're going to do everything together.
Yeah,
like a watch movie. Like Friday is our happy family night.
Yeah.
So we have this term. So okay, we are a happy family. So we have to do it together. My son, the 4 years old, commented. Then he wanted to also do this together. We shave it. That time MCO, so we cannot get a barber. Very hard to get a barber, So we asked him to come to the house and we shave.
Oh, you all made the whole fun day.
Fun day. It makes like a fun day. And okay, so we shave it for the first time. But after that, but the chemo is not the one time process, You will have a hair and then you will go and have a hair and go. So I think I already shaved it for 3 times.
3 times.
3 times, yeah. And my son was all 3 times, and my husband still doing it because like she still have a short hair, right?
Yeah.
But on point, my daughter said, no, me and my father only going to be team, not you, because she wanted to feel close to the father because she always with me, right?
Yeah,
She
yeah.
misses her. So no you no need to do after this, no need to, me and Mappa only are going to do shaving.
Yeah.
So throughout this, like about 6 months, the father and daughter only do this shaving thing.
Oh, is it?
And her hair is still short. The father still shave lah.
Yeah.
I see.
Because he don't want to, she feel different.
Yeah.
Everything we're going to be together, right? So we feel with it.
So that means now, even like now you came to Singapore for treatment. What stage is the treatment in?
Actually, now after the chemotherapy is not working for her,
Yeah.
and then we are the
Kati.
option that Kati.
Okay.
It's a car.
Okay.
This is CA. So Cairo, what? Re-engineered the antigen actually. So they actually Kati means, let me explain because that's the purpose of my. So let me explain what is Kati. Kati is like you take your very simple term. I put in a very simple words. Her cancer is in a B cell, right? So now her T cell is still okay. So they take out the T cell from your body, make like a warrior, put it in your back to your body, and make the T cell fight the B cell.
Oh.
And kill the cancer.
Yeah.
So they use your own T cell to kill the B cell.
Okay.
The cancer in the B cell actually. So now when they do that, there is no B cell for her, right? So every month now we're coming to Singapore to get the IVIG. The B cell. B cell is the one give you the immune. Actually, every month we have to give it. So so far the science knows how to stop it, but haven't found how to how to create the own B cell. That's why we have to do this until maybe a few more years or until her lifelong. We have to do this every month. We have to give this actually.
I see. Every month. So then what is the the next few months, next few years going to look like? It's like
every now we are like after the CAR T cell therapy was done in the April. So now every month we are monitoring. So another enemy for the cancer is the relapse.
Correct.
The word that I don't want to really say in very frequent. So that's the word that most parents fear of for the cancer. Cancer diagnosed parents. So they are checking for the relapse because the relapse, once the relapse, the survival rate will be come down a bit.
Yeah,
so we don't want the relapse to be there actually. So they are making sure there is no relapse, because if there is a relapse, we have to cure it very fast. Actually, this is the where, like I would say, I really thank I have a cancer. I mean, I have insurance, because back in my during my doctor time, there was a case came to my hospital actually from government. Actually, in my country, government will sponsor you, support you with one bone marrow transplant. Actually, another option is bone marrow transplant for this kind of a high risk. So before the CAR T cell therapy, there was a bone marrow transplant actually. So the government will support us with one bone marrow transplant because the cost is very expensive. 450,000 Malaysia ringgit lah. Here like 180. So that's still the whole work will be million actually. Whole thing if you count. Only the cost, not including accommodation, transport and everything. So they do that. So once they done bone marrow transplant, if it's relapse, the government won't support. They will ask them to go for palliative care. I think what is the palliative care. They like happily,
it's the end of life care.
And like happily sending them, like I don't want to trouble them with all this. So these parents came to the hospital. So they diagnosed, and our doctor told, no, there are kids can go for second bone marrow transplant. There are kids still surviving. But for this here, right, how much? 300, again the same cost, 450,000. So 450,000 with the chemo include 750,000. So they needed 750,000 that time. But like even in my case, I was like, okay, because we have insurance, I have no need to worry. Actually, when you ask why I'm very optimistic, maybe because of this, I don't have to worry.
Because I don't recognize your voice. To get set up on this device, log in through the Google Home app.
Sorry, that's Google listening in on the conversation.
Sorry, if you could just repeat that, but why you're so optimistic.
Okay, I was like, I have no stress on the finance is a very big stress because the cost is very expensive, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have that worry. Actually, that worry was taken care of. So what I do was like, we no need to think about money at all. Like that time, like okay, chemo, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Everything go ahead. Like, even like, even my husband said, like, even the insurance don't cover also, never mind, tell other options got, means please tell, even he already tell to the doctor. But thankfully we have an insurance which is covering us. But this particular family came to this one. Okay, and then the doctor said, can go for second bone marrow transplant. This is very critical case. Like, can go, but the 750,000. So when I was like passing by the car, I saw the parents was like crying, very upset. Okay, this is 700, but we don't have insurance. Like, immediately, luckily I have like some contacts, in the network, in a Facebook and some associations, charity association. So like, I asked you, are you like like any shyness, like if you okay to go for charity or not? Not many parents will go for this, right? Actually, this is another thing why the cancer treatments fail, because people feel shy. Go for charity means like something very poor. But I think even a millionaire will become very poor if they have a cancer, right?
Correct.
So I said, why not you go for charity? Why this one and get this done immediately? But I didn't know, like, the support was very good. Within 4 days, we managed to get a 750,000 from public.
Wow.
Really?
Ringgit Malaysia
Whoa.
in public, like within 4
For
days.
that one family, is it?
One girl, I posted. We asked for the permission. We posted in social media, and also one association helped us to post and make it a viral, and everybody start funding. And within 4 days, we managed to get 750,000. And then, before they come here, she was already in a palliative care for past 2 months. That's what I say. Cancer need to cure immediately. But this one is already relapsed and already in the body for long. And then when they come here, like out of the parents won't give up, right? So they come here, and then they found out about this 4 days, and the infection was there. So the doctor cannot treat the girl. So the fund is already there, but the infection is in the body. So doctor trying to cure the infection first. But the next 2 days, the doctor died.
Wow.
That's very sad.
Very
The
sad.
fund is there, everything was there, just because they are very late. So if the insurance is there, we no need to wait for all this, right?
Yeah.
And I would definitely ask, nowadays the treatment is very expensive. Go for unlimited coverage. Don't get all this. Even myself, last time I have 50,000 only. After my daughter got this cancer, I could go immediately upgrade to unlimited. I buy the second insurance. Like, oh my god,
Because,
my life is like now not insured. Like it's like 50,000 only. Nothing can do actually. If you ask me, like, if let's say I have cancer, 50,000, I don't think so. For diagnose and first chemo itself,
just
gone, finish.
Gone.
And then how to save me?
Because like what Darren said also, when things happen, it adds up super fast.
So
lah.
immediately after seeing my story, like I think many people also upgraded their insurance actually, because the cost. Until this one I know. I never know the cost will be so expensive. Yes, even like people with a lot of money can cover, but immediately who going to cover for you?
Yeah.
You need to sell property also, it will take time. Even you to withdraw the money also, it will take time. Like anything you want to loan also, it will take time. But cancer won't wait for you. Right?
So is there any advice?
Yeah, just go get insurance. Please go get insurance. Actually, you know what? Like beginning of our marriage, after after 3 kids, I was like, within 5 years, we got the 3 kids, and after that, like, because we got married very late, so I said like, okay. We got 3 kids, and then any newly married people, hey, you have any advice for us? Oh, please. Even before my daughter get cancer, even those time, I'm not an insurance agent, or I'm not selling any type of insurance actually. But I don't know why I have this. I always said, please go get, because always I bring my daughter to any infection or anything. I straight away to run to a specialist. Get her cure very easily, and the comfort that we get is good, and also the treatment we get also good. Then we straight away bring her to this one, because of this particular thing. I always say, like, first my advice is like get insurance. But I think many we've been telling this for past 4 or 5 years to all the newly married people. So
why do you think that there's a reluctance, or they hesitate to get?
They thought it will never happen to me.
That
kind of
or they thought maybe later.
Maybe not. Maybe not us, but everybody can get. Not us.
Yeah.
That is the thing I feel. Not us. Like, my family, insurance. I run. I do exercise. I limit my. I cannot get cancer. Any monkey donkey can get cancer. I would say anybody can get cancer. Like anybody can get cancer, I would say.
So given your knowledge, how much you share, have you become some sort of a go-to person? I don't know, like with the non-profits, the charity, do they see you as a spokesperson almost?
Yeah, actually, I volunteer myself to, like, even in the hospital, like they said, sometimes I even go to ask my staff nurse, or "Hey, am I being very optimistic or something that I should worry?" Or I will ask, no, there are always this kind of a person's kid only will be cured very fast based on their experience. They say 30-40 years I'm in the hospital. I always say, always this kind of personality people, the kids will be recovered very fast, they say.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make this what's in my hand. I wanted to utilize this to encourage another parent. I want to talk to them, make things, don't worry,
Yeah.
you have to be very positive around the kid, not only around the kid, everybody, don't get any disease, or
Yeah.
30%, 70% is the medicine, means 30% is what you're going to. So at least the 20% the medicine is going to work. The another 30% is there ready for you to get, at least to be on the curable rate, right?
Yeah.
I see.
Wow.
So I mean, I think shall we like because what I was going to say is that you're so positive, you're so optimistic, but how do you de-stress or take your mind off it lah? But maybe that's the perfect context for the one Shiok Thing lah.
Maybe, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
We
Because
give you
our segment, we have a segment, One Shiok Thing,
Yeah.
right? We try to share with the audience something they can take home, they can do themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, how I de-stress myself is like I love food. Yeah, I love food, and as far as I share my feelings in the post, and also I post either in my all you can see about food, or
So do you have a one Shiok Thing to share?
yeah, if in one thing, like everybody say, hey, what in Malaysia, Singapore also can get, Singapore also, and that one thing I wanted to share lah. Maybe maybe I'm right, or mee pok in Singapore is the best.
Wow, yes.
Mee
You heard
pok.
it here. You
Because
heard it here. Direct
Yeah.
from a Malaysian saying that.
mee pok is like wonton mee you can get, mee curry mee,
Yeah.
everything you can get in Malaysia. This particular mee pok, the taste, I think
cannot
they
get-
call it in a kolomi, similar to
Kolomi.
kolomi.
Oh, yeah,
But kolomi is not flat noodle lah.
Actually, kolomi is something like a flat noodle. But this mee pok with this fish pot, very nice in
Any
Singapore.
specific
Yeah,
place,
actually,
or-
it's near the NUH there.
Anyway,
Yeah, near the NUH, because I used to go there, right? The timber
Timber Plus.
Timber Plus, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a mee pok there. That's
Yeah,
good.
there is a mee pok. Very good. I
wow.
tried. Because everywhere, like after my husband only recommended, oh, here mee pok. Actually, he started. Every time he come, he eat mee pok. I always like stick with the wonton noodles, wonton or kway teow, And then say, what this? Why always he come? Maybe he studied here very long. So I think, okay, let me taste a bit. Then I like
You
it. Then
hooked.
every time, just now he showed in JB there, he showed me. There is I think similar to mee pok. This one you order. No, we're going Singapore. I want to have it there. Let me eat rice first.
So have you had mee pok? You haven't had mee pok this trip yet lah?
This trip
No,
yet.
sorry.
No.
Okay.
No.
But you will
Maybe-
definitely have it.
Definitely. Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning will be the perfect, because after the treatment, give FBC, we have to wait for another 1 year. 1 year pula. 1 month, 1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour, we have to wait in the hospital. So our breakfast will be mee
Mee
pok.
pok.
Definitely.
That makes me
you can
look
see
at-
me at Timber
I
tomorrow.
look at mee pok in a different light now. Because
Yeah,
now
that's
knowing
why.
that a Malaysian has said, oh yeah, you all have everything we have also, we have it better. But mee pok is yours.
Mee pok, correct.
Maybe after this, we'll have a comment say, hey, you go try this here, try that.
Yeah,
Maybe
this
I
kind
will-
of thing always will rile people up. Yeah,
But
the mee
because
pok.
it's interesting, because usually people come Singapore, chicken rice, all these things. But Malaysians will be like, we have it.
No, actually,
Yeah,
chicken
yeah.
rice you can get in Malaysia, everything. But this particular mee pok, I would say lah.
Yeah.
Banyak shop here.
Banyak shot. Banyak shot. Okay, awesome. That's a perfect one shot thing.
Yeah.
Terence, what about you, man?
I think just something that I watched on TV that a lot of people have been recommending me on Disney Plus is this new movie called Prey. Prey.
Yoy.
So it's actually I don't know, a spin-off or prequel, whatever you call it, of the Predator series. You know, the original Predator series that had Arnold Schwarzenegger in the first movie in the 80s.
Oh.
So now it's sort of, they spin it off.
Is it mean a predator? Is it?
So it's in the universe of the
okay.
Predator, but they go back to many years, and then it happens to someone in the tribe. But I say it's an interesting story because it's actually it's quite I would say it's a very more modern kind of telling of that story, and there are lessons and things that you can get from it in terms of bringing up a kid in the modern world today and all that.
okay.
Yeah, so I will leave it as that. I don't want to use the word woke or what just because it's got a message, but it's about, and the lead is a female protagonist, a young daughter in a tribe. So it kind of tells you, fighting a predator, everything. That's an interesting storyline to me. Yeah.
Just over the weekend, a few people told me
multiple
to watch
people.
it also.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it's tied to Predator because I love Predator.
Yeah. I'm very big
I
on
love
that
it.
universe.
Still, I cannot over it, Predator,
Yeah.
I still can watch it,
Yeah, the original was
okay, I still can get the goosebumps and still can get, even when the time off, like
Correct,
the tick, the bomb,
Oh, yeah,
the
the
blast,
bomb,
right?
exactly,
That,
right.
that is the nail
Then-
biting.
yeah,
And
yeah.
another thing
Okay,
is like
okay.
when the guy with all the
mud.
mud,
Yeah, the mud.
oh, that is
Schwarzenegger
like
lah,
so
Schwarzenegger.
stress.
Then the tree.
Still,
the tree
I will
laser,
get the same stress
Okay.
still.
You're a real fan.
Yeah.
Because at first when you were like, oh, Predator, I was like, maybe you haven't seen it, but now you
No,
definitely
Predator I
know.
watched many
The view
times.
with the heat, you can see
Yeah, the heat map.
the heat map.
The heat map,
Ah.
And then, so when he do like that, he was like very struggle to hide himself in the mud.
Yeah.
That is
then,
very
then you really enjoy Prey. Yeah.
Yes, that's why I was like very interested.
It's on Disney Plus, is it?
Disney, because it's on, I think it's Hulu. It's on Hulu in the US. So in Singapore, you can watch it on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, okay.
Yeah, man, it's one of those things that nobody was really talking about it, but now that it's out and the reviews
Okay,
are
then
out.
I will definitely enjoy
Everyone's
this
watching
movie.
And who's acting?
Oh, I can't name the
Oh, so
actress,
it's not-
but it's
not-
a young upcoming actress. I think she's pretty good. Yeah, she's pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Cool. My one Shiok thing is this podcast that I listen to occasionally, but every time I listen to it, I'm like, I should listen to it more. It's called My First Million. And I mean, it talks about these two guys who have started their own companies and they don't keep it very serious. It's very lighthearted. It's like, what we do for Yalabat?
Yeah.
We talk about news through comedy. They talk about, business and startups through comedy. So it's not like one of those like very structured, very polished. It's just an easy listen that I just listened to, I think, yesterday. And it's just interesting. And they make funny jokes also. So they make a lot of jokes. So yeah, anyone who's interested in that sort of podcast, you can give it a go.
What kind of businesses do you look at?
Because they have both started their own businesses, like The Hustle,
Okay.
the newsletter.
I see.
Then one of them has started a company with baby products because he's a new father, and he said it's ridiculous how hard it is to get baby products, or like they can be super expensive. So
yeah.
he wants to do something that is cheaper. So it's interesting,
So they
lah.
share it.
Yeah,
They share
yeah.
it. Oh, that's
They
interesting.
share because I think they started
Usually
their
people
companies.
are very stingy with this kind of knowledge. Not
Yeah,
bad. They are
correct.
making it work.
So they started their companies when they were young together, and then now they've become new dads and parents, and it's just interesting, lah. As people grow up.
Okay,
And all.
check
Yeah.
it out.
You listen to podcasts, Lavaniyah?
Yeah, no.
No,
Actually,
it
for
out,
the
man.
first time I listened to you guys, so it's very good. Actually, I really like it. It's very clear the message.
We
and
make fun
it's-
of Malaysia also, no?
Yeah,
That one is
I
okay.
know.
Not always.
And then
Sometimes good. Sometimes good. things as well,
Actually,
yeah.
when I listen to them, actually, it's like podcast is like not yet famous. Maybe,
Yeah,
for me, it's not famous yet.
Also mainstream, right?
But, yeah, too mainstream actually.
Not so
Not
No,
mainstream,
not too
yeah,
mainstream actually.
Yeah.
And then now only people. But when I was like driving, I was listening to the podcast. Actually, I was like, I love to talk with. I love not only I talk. I love to listen to people. So like that is the time I feel like I have a friend around.
Oh,
Seriously,
okay,
I feel like and you all we do your common normal languages.
Yeah.
It's like. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Not bad, because
awesome.
usually they are very firm with, they have to watch their words
Correct,
and everything.
correct,
But you guys are really cool.
Oh, thank you so
Really
much.
cool,
Yeah,
like, just like our
in Singapore also, I
friend.
think slowly it's increasing, but we are hoping that more people listen to podcasts also. Because once you listen, you realize, hey, it's not radio, it's something else.
Actually, the podcast
Yeah.
you can choose like, okay,
Yeah,
I want
exactly.
because if they like, maybe we are same kind of person. Like
Yeah.
if they like how you all talk, some people they can choose actually, right? So when I listen, like okay, not bad this one. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
through my journey, I was listening to all your podcasts actually.
Oh, from Malaysia to Singapore.
Not today. I mean, all the time I was like, whenever I'm free, I just check about you and then I
perfect,
check
perfect.
because I don't know where to listen also I don't know, so I go through your Facebook and I was like thinking, okay, this
then you listen.
Spotify.
what is this, like I'm getting to know with this podcast in Reddit.
Yeah.
Oh, you
okay,
ready?
okay.
That's
This
cool,
is like I was
that's
downloading.
awesome.
Okay, and also Spotify also
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So like yes, used to listen to Spotify and then Oh, I don't know. Podcast also in for
Oh,
Spotify.
yeah,
Okay.
correct. Oh, that's awesome.
Not really a technology person, so I really don't know about all
But the
this.
beauty is you can find your own little corner of your stuff you enjoy. And then you
Actually,
just
it
checking
was
back,
like nice because we have someone around us. Like I feel like we have somebody to talk.
Correct.
And the things that y'all sharing is like it's new things. Why we go out and see friends because we wanted to know about new things, get updated.
Correct.
Actually, I can say I gained some knowledge.
Oh,
I mean, some
thank
information
you.
from you guys.
Yeah,
Actually,
we did not
That's
ask her to say that
We
before
didn't
this.
ask her, yeah, it's
It's
not
purely
sponsored.
organic.
Was not a sponsored message by Yala,
Hey, this is not sponsored. I am not paid for this.
No. But it's true, but even like very niche parenting topics, you can find a group of people who are discussing it, and that's the beauty of it. When you're like, oh, this group, I want to hang out with this group of people and listen to what they say.
Not all the
Yeah.
groups that we can get
Exactly.
along, right?
Yeah.
So like, oh, okay, we can even when we are in the back in college, we will choose the groups, right? And
Yeah.
this group will be very
Exactly.
funny.
Podcast, you're choosing your friends.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Choosing your
choosing your
friends.
friends
Yeah.
now.
Choosing your
Like
friends.
if I like you, I listen to you lah.
Yeah.
Not all the time you have to go listen some.
Correct,
It's not.
things, yeah.
Obviously, the podcast presenters like going to be make it the story, but not all the time people going to can get along together,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah,
like.
Exactly.
Some they don't like the way you talk. Some, but I like.
Awesome,
cool.
awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. Thank you for listening. and thank you for joining us, Lavaniyah. I'm sure our listeners will. I mean, like, thanks for being so open and vulnerable, also, lah.
And
And hope your daughter recovers as soon as possible.
yes,
Yeah.
and
Thanks for sharing.
thanks for you also give me a platform to carry my mission. My
of
real
course.
mission. To give the awareness to the public. Actually,
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Actually.
You're welcome. And in future, maybe your daughter can join you also on our podcast.
Oh yeah. She will love to actually.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll talk to you all soon.